What would you do if, for 14 years, the world's most powerful rapper refused to take a DNA test that could change everything? For Rymir Satterthwaite, that question has defined his entire adult life. And now, after more than a decade of relentless legal battles against Jay-Z, the fight has taken a shocking twist. Since 2011, Rymir has pursued one goal: to prove that Sean Corey Carter, Jay-Z, is his biological father. His mother, Wanda, claimed she met the rapper in 1982 when she was just 16, and that a brief encounter led to his birth. Another man, Robert Graves, was once listed on the birth certificate, but a 2011 DNA test ruled him out. Still, Jay-Z has never agreed to submit his own DNA. In July 2025, the case reached its most dramatic moment yet. A California federal court ordered Jay-Z to respond to Rymir's latest lawsuit, not about paternity, but accusing the rap icon of fraud upon the courts and demanding damages for emotional distress, reputational harm, and loss of support. Then, without warning, Rymir abruptly withdrew his complaint on July 22nd, telling followers there had been sudden changes in the case and cryptically adding, "It's all about my mother now." The withdrawal stunned observers. Was this surrender, or a calculated move in a much bigger game? With whispers of hidden DNA results, property records, and legal blockades, one question hangs over everything. Has the truth been buried, or is it about to explode? By mid-2025, the long-simmering battle between Rymir Satterthwaite and Jay-Z had shifted into a new arena: federal court in California. Unlike earlier cases, this one didn't seek a DNA test or child support. Instead, Rymir and his godmother, Lily Coley, accused Jay-Z of fraud upon the courts, claiming years of legal manipulation had blocked their right to a fair hearing. The timeline was tense. Filed on May 6, 2025, the lawsuit alleged that Jay-Z had knowingly evaded accountability. Proof of service was recorded in late May, and by mid-June, Rymir's team was already pushing for a default judgment after claiming Jay-Z hadn't responded. But behind the scenes, his legal team was moving, filing an emergency request for more time, citing improper service and ongoing attempts to reach the plaintiffs. The judge granted the request, extending Jay-Z's deadline to July 18, 2025. On paper, it was just a procedural delay. In reality, it gave the rap mogul's attorneys a window to prepare a full counterattack. Jay-Z's response was blistering. He accused Rymir and his godmother of repeatedly dragging him into court with frivolous claims that had been dismissed for years. He pointed to a 2022 injunction in New Jersey that barred them from filing new lawsuits on the matter without permission, framing this California case as a clear violation. And then, just 4 days after the deadline, everything flipped. On July 22nd, Rymir voluntarily withdrew the case. No explanation, no press conference. Only a cryptic online post hinting at sudden changes tied to his mother. The silence left a vacuum. And in the world of celebrity scandals, a vacuum is where rumors breed fastest. Long before court filings and federal judges, the story began in the early 1980s. Wanda, a teenager from Philadelphia, says she met Jay-Z, then a young man still years away from superstardom, through mutual friends. According to her, he invited her to his aunt's apartment in Brooklyn. She was just 16 years old at the time. They were together briefly, she says, using protection that failed. 2 weeks later, Jay-Z visited once more and then disappeared from her life. For years, Wanda didn't know how to reach him. When her son, Rymir, was born, she was in a relationship with another man, Robert Graves, whose name went on the birth certificate. But when Rymir was about 8, Wanda told him the truth. She believed Jay-Z was his real father. The revelation came with a painful twist. In 2011, DNA testing proved Robert Graves was not the biological father. That should have opened the door to confirming Jay-Z's paternity. But the door never budged. Despite more than a decade of requests, Jay-Z has never agreed to a DNA test. Why the refusal? Rymir's camp believes the answer lies in Wanda's age at the time. Acknowledging paternity, they argue, could open Jay-Z to damaging allegations about his relationship with a minor in 1982. Jay-Z's team has never publicly addressed that point directly. Over the years, the battle for a DNA test escalated through multiple courts, from state to federal, even a failed attempt to bring the matter before the U.S. Supreme Court. Every time, the legal door slammed shut. And yet, the questions have never gone away. If Jay-Z is not the father, why not simply prove it? For more than a decade, every legal path Rymir Satterthwaite has taken seems to have ended the same way. Slammed shut by procedure, jurisdiction, or technicalities. His earliest attempt, a civil suit for child support filed by his mother, was dismissed because it was filed in the wrong state and never refiled. From there, the battle shifted to paternity actions, but those too collapsed under jurisdictional arguments. Jay-Z's attorneys have consistently maintained that he cannot be compelled to take a DNA test in states where he neither resides nor owns property. In New Jersey, where much of Rymir's fight has unfolded, Jay-Z's legal team argued that he had no official ties to the state and therefore the court had no authority to enforce testing. Even when Rymir tried to take his case to the U.S. Supreme Court, the justices declined to hear it, citing a lack of jurisdiction to reopen prior state-level rulings or unseal sealed records. The frustration deepened when in 2020, a New Jersey court issued an injunction prohibiting Rymir and his godmother from filing any new lawsuits about the matter in that state without the court's permission. To Rymir's camp, that injunction felt like a gag order, a legal dead end meant to bury the case forever. To Jay-Z's side, it was a necessary step to stop what they call frivolous and repetitive litigation. And yet, despite these barriers, Rymir has continued to search for openings, leading to the latest California federal case. That, too, now sits withdrawn, replaced by silence and unanswered questions. In the court of law, the fight seems stalled, but in the court of public opinion, it's far from over. On July 22, 2025, everything changed. After 14 years of relentless pursuit after the most promising case yet had reached federal court in California, Rymir Satterthwaite suddenly withdrew his lawsuit against Jay-Z. No cameras, no dramatic courtroom scene, just a short filing that instantly sent the internet into overdrive. The timing raised eyebrows. Just days earlier, on July 18th, the court's extended deadline for Jay-Z's response had passed. Many expected the fight to escalate. Instead, Rymir stepped back. His only public words came in a brief, cryptic post on X. Changes were made to my case on July 18th about 3:30 p.m. We were not aware of these changes. It's all about my mother now. That single message ignited a storm of theories. Some believe a private settlement was reached. Others suspect new evidence involving his mother may be about to surface. Critics argue it's proof the entire case was leverage, not truth. Supporters insist this is a strategic pause, not the end. Jay-Z, as always, remained silent. No interviews, no social media posts, no visible reaction. In the absence of answers, speculation filled the void. Was this closure, or the calm before an even bigger storm? 14 years of accusations, denials, and legal blockades have ended, for now, with silence. But in a world where unanswered questions fuel public curiosity, this story may be far from over. Do you think this is the last chapter, or just the beginning? Share your thoughts below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay updated on the hottest developments in this case.